management, learning how to move forward. That's why football is such a great life teacher because it don't matter what happened, you got to move on to the next play, bro. Got to move. I don't care what happened yesterday. Today got to be a great day. You know what I mean? We made $1 million yesterday. Cool. You got to make 2, 3 more. Right? I lost $1 million yesterday. That don't matter. We got to make 2, 3 more. You know what I'm saying?
Another wonderful episode of the Walk One Walk podcast. I am your girl, Miss Born Thick, and this is my crazy ass co-host,
the realest motivator and eternal educator, Mr. Awakening Genius, your boy Keno Walker, man. And we sitting here with your boy Anthony Smith the fourth, and this Negro came into the house talking about he want to get on this chessboard,
yeah,
man.
But before we get into all of that, walk started with me when I walked in the door.
Oh, so we're gonna go back there?
We going there. We go there every week. It never fails.
That's right.
I come in the door, what you wearing? I said a sweater and some leggings. I'm chilling today. I get him. You comfortable.
But did you preface, like, we had a phone call earlier, right?
We did. And I said, more than likely, what am I going to have on?
Yeah, you said more than likely I'm going to have on some leggings and a sweater, but I will call you to what?
To let you know.
Did you call
me?
So
I forgot to call. But did I not tell you?
271. Let me ask you this right here.
Here we go. You bringing somebody in.
If you and your boy get ready to go out, right? You done been with Negro, like, hey, man, look, we going out tonight and whatnot. What y'all got on? You already know this conversation. And you done heard this conversation.
Oh, hey, man, wait. Bring him in.
No, I know I'm going to bring him in. Hey, I know this your people. We just keep it 100 right here. So now, hey, man, hey, I might throw on a little hoodie, you know, like some of my own gear and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So everybody know Ant gonna come in with his stuff on. Then we mess around and pull up on the scene at the club. All these girls got their stilettos on and whatnot. The fella, we just threw on our jersey. This Negro get out, man. He got a blazer on and all this stuff. But he said, I might just wear my hoodie and everything. I call and let you know. So, Negro, if you didn't call and let us know, we looking crazy out here in these streets. So now, I have an advantage because what?
I gave you the heads up.
Hell no, because we shoot live at the studio that's right here where I can change clothes.
Right, but I still gave you the heads up.
But you never made the follow cause I didn't know if you were going to have this on or not.
But then you still changed when he got here.
I know, because I saw he...
See what I got to deal with?
Yeah.
No, we ain't doing that.
What I'm going to say is this right here. When my man Anthony Smith IV walked up in this thing, man, I had to change it up, bro. I've been waiting.
He was color coordinated.
Oh, man, we were looking like twins, man.
I wasn't ready for that part. You know, I wasn't.
I almost look like we went to high school, get ready to go and take our little picture together.
You know? We were going to go to Harry's and had a little fabric behind us with little stands in the back.
Greenbrier Mall. Y'all know how you go to Greenbrier Mall. Hey, man, but Miss Born Thick, I'm excited, man.
Listen, I told y'all I had some great stuff. My earrings falling off.
Yeah.
What you did?
God don't like ugly.
But he showed up. But I told y'all I had some great stuff in store for y'all this week. I got my boy. He came to the couch. He came to the G spot. He is in the hot seat.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Anthony Smith IV, retired Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl champion for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. He is joining us in the G spot this week.
This about to be
right here.
And you can call me Doctor if you want to.
Dr. Anthony
So
Smith
I wanted to ask you about that. We're just gonna jump right in, y'all. I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
We got the doctorates now?
Yeah, I got my doctorates in philanthropy.
My dog.
Now when the Negro said you call me doctor, I thought he meant like Dr. J, you know what I'm saying?
No.
But he's about like Dr. Anthony Smith IV. Man, kudos, shots out, man. Hey, we talking to all of you athletes out there right now, man. If you going to go to school and let these folks use you up for your talent, man, go ahead and use them to get that education, man, which we know rules the nation. So I'm like you now, Alex. He got a lot of stuff, man, I know we need to jump into right here.
Right, but we're going to give our viewers a little bit of background history.
Okay, let's go ahead and give some background.
Straight out of Ohio. Come on.
330.
Hey, Michael White, I know you loving this right here, man. My man, Michael White, bro. This brother right here, man, from Ohio. This dude, all things Ohio. Yes, but White, Gotta break your heart, man. He didn't go to OSU, man. The
No,
brother, some
he
kind of way,
does that.
man. He does that and ended up at Syracuse. We'll give you all of that right there, man, in a little while. But the thing that gets me is this right here. How you let a brother that's this solid from the state of Ohio get out the state?
You got to answer that question.
They tried, man. They tried hard.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, man? I don't know if y'all know. You might Mel Tucker.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
head coach at
Michigan State. Yeah.
right? So Mel been recruiting me since I was like sophomore, junior in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I've been, and then I got a chance to. He was at Ohio State then.
Wow.
And then I got a chance to play with him at Jacksonville when he was the defensive coordinator.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Now he got the head coaching job. So they tried. Coach Tuck, shout out to Coach Tuck, man.
Shouts out to Mel Tucker, man.
See your boy $50, man.
Hey, boy, hey, we already know you got that 9.5 million
that
deal. We already know. Hey, check
Right.
this out. Your boy Walker, Miss Boy Thick, man. We want to shoot live up there at Michigan State, man. We messing with you the long way, dog. Hey, but check this out. If we still got something for you, man. Anthony ain't said nothing yet, but Dr. Smith might be trying to come be a position coach for you, man. Go ahead and sit down on the hot seat. We'll talk about you offline. I'm just throwing that out there. Anthony ain't said any of it. Yeah, did it sound good? Dr. Anthony Smith, man. So can we just start with them Super Bowls, man? Just jump right in with them Super Bowls. Then we're gonna work our way back around.
Go ahead.
So Anthony, man, I mean, most folks know the hardest thing in the world to do, man, is to get to the Super Bowl. And then to win a Super Bowl, but you won a Super Bowl with 2 teams, man. So talk to us about that experience, like growing up. I'm assuming that you grew up playing football your whole life. Did you ever think you'd make it to a Super Bowl?
I did, man. It was always a childhood dream, as you know. Well, I'm from actually Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh yeah, championship time.
Yeah, we I think it was like 2017. My boy, man, this was he came up 2019 during the pandemic. And he was like, man, he coaches shout out to Dana too, man. He coaches high school football. And he was like, bro, did you know that per capita we got the most guys in the league, like per state, like our area.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dog, I didn't know that. But I know what kind of talent and stuff we produce, but to get that affirmation, like,
Yeah.
okay, that, like, so we're from that. You know what I mean? Like, even my high school quarterback, Brad Smith, who played for the Jets.
I remember Brad Smith.
Yeah, that was my little league quarterback.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Maurice
Is it Nick Saban or one of those big time coaches? I remember one of those Big Ten coaches, seemed like back in the days, or either Nick Saban or somebody, they actually are from Youngstown. I remember watching a documentary on that, and I'm not sure if it's Nick Saban or somebody, but we'll do some research. Hey, could you look that up?
You talking about
yeah.
It's actually 2 of them. The coaches from San Francisco, the brothers.
Yeah.
One is in San Francisco.
Oh, the Harbaugh. Yeah.
And then Coach Tressel.
Coach Tressel, that's who it is. Yeah, I knew it was one of those major, like either Big Ten coaches, well, all of them Big Ten coaches, and then
Maurice Claret, who went to Ohio State, played running back.
Yeah.
Man, he was co-players of the year in high school. You know, he was like the LeBron James of football in high school.
Wow.
He's the one who their rookie year or their freshman year won that national championship when they beat Miami.
That's right.
Like, so
man,
like we come from that, like we produce them kind of players, you know what I'm saying, in our area, and there's plenty more. You know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah.
So with that being said, y'all see, and we're gonna circle the wagon all the way around. So how was it going to like your first Super Bowl? So you've been visiting this thing your whole life, man. And now you at your first Super Bowl. So did you win your first Super Bowl with the Steelers, or did you win your first Super Bowl with Green Bay?
Yeah, it was with Pittsburgh. And when we played Arizona.
And who were some of the marquee players that you guys had that you know we might sit here and look at on TV and say like you actually played with this dude right here?
Man, our whole defense. We had
hey, no, you gotta know these. So.
Linebackers. We had Larry Foote, James Ferrier, who this past season just made the Ring of Honor in Pittsburgh. We had Joey Porter on the defensive end. We had James Harrison.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting on them right there, Miss Boy.
waiting.
I'm waiting like, hold on, he called my boy name yet.
Yeah, we had so many dogs like
man, was
like
Harrison?
Harrison.
Yeah, I haven't heard nobody who's like a stop on this, like who he's called out yet.
Yeah.
So how was Harrison? Then Miss Boy, I think I want you to just jump in because I want to stay with the Super Bowl first, like the 2 Super Bowls, and then we're gonna work our way around to how did we get here. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Okay, I hope it ain't about the Falcons or nothing like that. Okay, now I thought you about to just go there. I was like, hold on, we not letting you do that.
But no.
Okay. So like right now, man, I just gotta know this right here. Everybody who's ever watched pro football, man, y'all defense, people comparing y'all to like the Steel Curtain, that defense that you played with or whatnot. How was it, man, like in practice, dog? I gotta know this on 271. Like, were y'all allowed, man, to like bang it out how we did like in high school and stuff like that? Or did y'all have to like kind of not go hard, 100 or whatnot at practice?
Yeah, we you go hard all the way up until contact, and then you know when to pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We made running backs, we made get them a little shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Contact and stuff like that. But that's pretty much how you gotta stay on your feet, man, because you mess around and hurt the wrong person, you be at home.
Yeah, I got that right there. So if James Harrison mess around and hit the quarterback or something like that, and you take out your franchise quarterback, then it's a money thing going on right here. So you won one in Pittsburgh, man. It just makes me think, God, how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl. And then now,
how hard it is to get to the league.
To the league, period, exactly right. So now not only am I in the league, I'm from Youngstown. It's not like you coming out of a place where all the cameras are on you all the time or whatnot. So you coming out of Youngstown, you win one in Pittsburgh. Do you feel disgruntled on when you go off the Green Bay, or is that just a part of like being in the league?
No, it's a part of the business, man. Part of being in the league, and I would have liked to stay, but you know what I mean. The business part of it, you just like shoot. It's another opportunity for you. It's a leverage game too.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so. And then as you get older, now it just becomes money's involved now.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean, and then it's just like okay, background and upbringing and.
So I'm gonna let you jump in, but I want to circle back to that.
But I think even when you start talking about that, it doesn't matter whether you're a professional athlete or entertainer, or that is gonna hit you hard no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Family is always gonna be the ones to break you if you allow it to happen. My question for you was, what was the first reaction when you got that call or that reach out to say, hey, you made it? You hit that draft situation. What was the first reaction?
I was actually at home when the draft was going on. I was up in my room and stuff, and Coach Coward called me. I think it was like after Santonio was the first pick. So it was in the first round. They called me. Coach Coward called me. He was like, "Ant, we want to get you for our second pick, which was in the second round." But it was like, we're going to trade our second pick to trade up to get Santonio in the first round. And if you're still there in the third round, when we get our second pick, we're going to get you. First round, Second round, all these.
Yeah.
Because I finished second. I was second. I finished second in the nation in interceptions my senior year.
Oh,
and yeah. I think I finished tied for second. And
who was ahead of you? Can you remember?
I think Mike Huff. He was at Texas. He played corner at Texas.
Okay.
That year they won that championship.
Gotcha. That's a great question. What you asking them? So now you watching all these cats get drafted. I know. I'm always wondering, Alex. So right now, where we at? So you listen to who you know is not as good as you.
I mean, I done went like, because I done went through like I done went to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
So I know who's who
Yeah.
and what is what
Yeah.
and who can do what. Like,
But you ain't touching me.
Yeah.
cool. Second round. Hey, at Coach Kyle, we go take you on our second pick. And then I was up in the room, got the call, and then what's the name? Started he come up to the podium. Second pick, Pittsburgh Steelers, Anthony Smith. I knew before they did. Then they went crazy downstairs and all that other stuff. So that was pretty cool. I was having my family was torn. You know what I'm saying? Being from Ohio, we got Cleveland Brown fans.
They were torn. They were
Steelers fans. Yeah, so the Browns fans was like, you know, we gonna cause you family.
Yeah. Only reason why
we did. Yeah, and then Pittsburgh fans, you know, they was going crazy, but yeah, so that was pretty cool, man. I got to get drafted, man, back home and pretty much play in the backyard, man. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
So my other question, and I'm sorry, I gotta ask, what was a better experience, Green Bay or the Steelers?
Probably Pittsburgh. I mean, because the brotherhood over there, dog, ain't like no other. Like we had Pittsburgh, they draft a certain kind of people. Each organization has a certain kind of people they draft.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be a little rough on the edges going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So Pittsburgh, they won. So Antonio Brown was a good fit in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
man.
I mean, I'm just saying because he fits the mold.
Man, listen, everybody over there is like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, for all y'all out here, hey man, on Antonio Brown, I'm just telling you, man. I've been telling you, we're not here for that, but I'm just saying because I heard what you said.
Yeah.
Man, these brothers are brothers, man, and everybody come with a little, like my man just said, a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, like I'll give you a perfect example, like Green Bay. They're not. There's two people, right? You got the one in the hood who's good. You got the one in the suburb who's good.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh want the dude from the hood.
Just like
Green Bay want the homeboy from the suburb.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Necessarily. So that's the difference in as far as personality wise over there and stuff like that. So it was more of like Pittsburgh, we going out like we never went nowhere where it wasn't at least 15, 20 of us.
So y'all were really a brotherhood.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Like it's a real gang over there.
Yeah.
Like the young kids say, like, it's a real brotherhood, dog, and that's what we carry, man, and that's why they win like that, like they do over there, and that's why Green Bay got the same thing. It's a brotherhood. It's a
different culture.
It's a different culture.
So I got to ask this question, man. I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question because my brother, man, is a diehard Ravens fan, man. And you're a Steeler, man. Hey, hey, man, I got to ask this question for you and Miguel Starr. And I know there's some other Raven fans, but these are two of the most diehard Raven fans I know, man. If you could say something about that game when Pittsburgh and Baltimore played, just because I've heard my brother talk about being in the stadium. Yeah. He's like, bro, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before to see Pittsburgh and Baltimore play that game at that level right there. Yeah. How was that whole experience, man? Like, because I know, I'm thinking about how excited he was as a fan. Yeah. It's just talking about, bro, them real grown men out there, man. Hey, man, right. It wasn't none of that stuff that you see in 2022, you know what I'm saying? He like, bro, they let loose, man. He like, from the time he set foot into, like, the parking lot. Yeah, how you talk about their culture or whatnot. He said that Baltimore culture, and I'm only speaking from his side. Yeah. He said that Baltimore culture, man, the people, man, start greeting you. They out there like 5 hours before the game, man, and it's like a brotherhood there. And I heard Shannon Sharp talk about this, like being in the dressing room at Baltimore. But man, being that you were in the dressing room, on the field, playing at the highest level, what was that energy like, man, coming out that tunnel, knowing you getting ready to play Baltimore, both in Pittsburgh and in Baltimore? What was that like?
It's like it's equivalent to being in like a big theater. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of them big action movies.
Yeah.
The rumbling and all that. Like, like it's really like it's
dope,
really
all that surround sound and everything.
Man, it's really that. Yeah, if you watch a movie like Gladiator or something, and then they walk into the tunnel and it, and then
bro, it's really like that. Like the ground started shaking, and
Do y'all really hate them jokers, man? Like it
depending on
look.
where you at. Yeah, that Baltimore and Jacksonville are the toughest games that I've played in when I was in Pittsburgh. We really gear up another level for those games because it's rivalry game. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that much more.
It look like you lit up. Even when I ask the question, like you look like you might get strap up right now,
Oh,
man.
yeah, no question. Yeah, that's one of those games, dog.
Yeah.
Like those games are like football games. Like when you sign up to play this game, you signing up for this shit.
Yeah, this is what you've been waiting on your whole life. From Pop Water all the way up through. You've been waiting to say that I'm on the biggest stage in Anthony Smith the fourth, baby. This is what I've been waiting on since the 5-year-old touchdown, man, on Saturday mornings or whatnot. You see how crunk I'm getting right now, man? Just thinking about this thing right here, man.
Before we started.
So can we do this right here? Can we ask Dr. Anthony Smith, take us back, man, to Pop Water? Because like we want to start out being an NFL, but we know we have a certain set of followers. They want to walk away from here educated, but also entertained. So we wanted to make sure that we just start out almost like the hook on the essay when you get started. Just hook everybody in. But I want to know, man, who is this dude, like, from Youngstown? What was your family like? Like, was your family a family full of football players? Did your mom and daddy, were they like, you know, Miss Boy, think you a football mom or whatnot? Did you have that overbearing daddy or uncle or whatnot, man? Like, how did you just get to, or mama? I know my mom, I knew anytime I made I got to do that. Got you, like, them 8 interceptions right there.
I
Gotta
know,
do this, man.
I know what
8
them mean.
interceptions.
I know what them mean.
You already know, man.
Yeah.
Hey, them 8
You got to make
interceptions.
plays. Get
Yeah, you
someone.
already know you got to make plays. I knew Anthony, like, when I got an interception, you know the first thing I heard? My mama, bro, she running down the damn side. Like, I knew it. And I used to be so embarrassed at first. You know what I'm saying? When I got my first interception, I'm like, damn, why mama so loud? But then when I got my second interception.
Because we running with you.
Yeah, but then by the time I hit that 4th interception, when I go up and say, Oski, I'm waiting to hear mama, man. I already know now. So now we're talking about Anthony Smith, a 2-time Super Bowl winner or whatnot, man. Was your family like that overbearing, like, you know, family? Or how did you just get to it at 5 years old, man? Walk us all the way. Let's walk back up. Who was Anthony Smith at 5, and what was that progression through?
Yeah, my family. We had athletes in our family, like we all do. Yeah. I didn't have any pro athletes in the family. I was the first. Growing up, I was an athlete. Like, I played all sports, and I was really like that kid. Like, it's special. It's kids that you know that has, we call it the it factor.
Yeah.
I had the it factor. Like, since I was a kid, like, everybody knew it. Those kids that we see is like, long as he stay healthy, that kid right there, oh yeah, he gonna make it.
And don't get caught up with long crowds.
And don't get. I was that kid. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had it. Like, they didn't have to. I was the best kid on the floor, so you didn't have to be overbearing on me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So they didn't have to do that part. It was more of making sure he stay on the right path.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And that part, that they were more so harping on than anything. But the athlete, the athletic part, that was God given. You know what I'm saying? I can go out there and do that with my eyes closed. So
you're an athlete, you're a sports mom. And like listening to Anthony talk about this right here, I would like to hear you ask him a question, because your son is like one of the premier players right now in the city.
The sports.
Yeah, and for all the sports. So I would like to hear you ask Anthony like something that would help your son, because he's, man, at this point, this that breaking.
I think I'd rather talk to your mama. See how she dealt with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, as a mother, I want my kid to tap into everything, to know, what he's good at, what he likes, what he doesn't like. You know what I'm saying? A lot of parents just throw their kids into sports and be like, here, you go do this. Yeah. And a lot of times the kid don't like the sport that the parent picked for him, but I got to do it because if not, you're going to put my behind. My son hates basketball. He's good at basketball. I want him to play basketball. I kind of made him play a couple of years, but it was just so that you can stay active, because in that downtime, like you said, it wasn't so much that you didn't have the it factor. It was making sure you stayed on the right path. It was making sure that these people you hanging around with when you ain't on the field got your best interest, or even if you hanging with the thugs and, whoever it is over here, they know he ain't that kid. So when we finna go do our dirt, now you need to go home.
Right.
What was that like for you?
That's good.
That was, it was a mirror image, pretty much what you said. My cousins were big time street
Pharmaceutical.
pharmaceutical.
Yeah, street pharmacists. Yeah,
Street
street
pharmacists.
pharmacists.
Uh-huh.
Big time street. So they you know, I was already getting $20 per touchdown.
Yeah.
So from that, I was already mentally training myself to be prepared for the NFL. And then with them doing that, it wasn't, we already doing this, bro. You got that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You stay your ass over there. So
That's
like
right.
you said, hey man, cuz I want to ride with y'all. Nah, not today. You over this way. You know what I'm saying? So I was the family's golden child, man. I was always protected and I was smart as a kid to never put myself or the family, you know what I'm saying, in danger. So I was smart enough as a kid not to know that and do things to put myself in those kind of positions. So due to family upbringing, like we all do, the whole repetitive, then you know, all the good positive reinforcements that we all get as a kid. I just with the sports and stuff, like you said, it makes the idle time is the devil's playground, as we all know.
Listen, y'all, we got to take a pause for a minute to make sure you all check out our sponsor for this week's show. We want to introduce our sponsor for this week, and it is...
It's your boy, Keenan Walker, the realest motivator and eternal educator, a.k.a. Mr. Awaken the Genius. This point of the show, we would like to take time out to say thank you to our sponsor. Our sponsor this week is none other than Solomon Walker, a.k.a. IV, a.k.a. Jersey Man. If you are interested in getting your custom gear, interested in getting your favorite team's jersey, or interested in getting your favorite team's jacket, please don't look any farther than right here to Mr. Solomon Walker IV, a.k.a. IV, a.k.a. Mr. Jersey Man. He has all of the gear you need, and he has the most impeccable and friendly customer service. If you want to reach out to him today to go ahead and make a purchase, please don't hesitate to reach out to him at Solomon Walker on Messenger or Facebook, or you can reach him directly at 404-553-5672. Thanks again for all that you do for the show. Thanks for your sponsorship. Back to the episode. So with that being said, you just said something, man, and you talked about that positive reinforcement. Ms. Bourne thinking now, we both work in the school system now. I've lost, over 12 or more students in like the last...
November 2020.
Yeah. So like right now, man, I'm asking you, this is personal for me. I tell people, like she'll tell you one of my mantras is, I'm an educator, not a teacher. Educators, I'm the cat who go out into the hood, man, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. That mama called me like, Walker, I need you to come over here, man. I'm gonna kill this joker right here. You know, he out here doing this, he doing that. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not my job description and so on and so forth, but we had those OGs and mentors growing up that kept us straight. I'm not saying I didn't get into it because I stayed, you know, like into something, but I know I would be dead right now without having those uncles and stuff like you talking about that said, no, bro, you getting out the hood. And I think I've done a good job, made all of them proud with what I'm doing right now. So what do you say, man, to those young brothers who don't have that family? Because we're not talking about we didn't have poverty and all that stuff. But it just seemed like even like when we were going through, man, there was always that OG, you know, in the neighborhood who just said, hey, check this out, boy. Hey, you supposed to be at football practice. Right. Hey, check this out, son. Hey, man, you supposed to be living some weight right now. Why you out here? I didn't even smoke weed because we had those cats who would not let me. Right. Now, I was in the streets doing that kind of stuff. But I remember I had this big homie, man, who every day out there, you know, we drinking and doing stuff like that, man. But this dude right here, it was mandatory. And I know you're going to like this. I would be out there doing street stuff. And he would just say, bro, no, hey, he back there in the back room doing his homework and whatnot. I'm still going to come back out, circle back and start drinking and doing all that. But he made me go and do my homework every day. Do you feel what I'm talking about? So now we got these athletes, man, where it's like the music is telling them that, hey, you know, back in the day, hell, at least you want to be the street pharmacist, not the one who's using the drug. Now the music telling them to use the drug. Now you got cats in the hood who's not making them, you know, like live up to that standard that we saw. Hey, you got the it factor, bro, the hood gonna protect you. Now it kind of seems like the hood doesn't look out for the little homies. So what would you say, man, we could do, you know, for this 2022 Anthony Smith to make sure, man, that we put people around that cat, even if it's the, just like he said, the street farmers, even if we got our street organizations. sort of our street fraternities and sororities. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I think we got to go back. If we're going to have those entities in our communities, man, I think they got to do a better job, man, of doing what they were established for, making sure they protect the little game, little gamers, like game changers. So what would you say, man? How do we prevent from losing our, Anthony Smiths and those cats like you to the streets, man, because the OG's not looking out for them anymore?
Man, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. That's like you said, the young guys now, they just think different, man.
Yeah.
Like the way I got to get with them sometimes, like even in football, like today, I had to get on a couple of our guys, and these guys have scholarships. I'm like, bro, y'all practicing and preparing, like y'all the only dudes out here with scholarships.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? So it's things like this. People like yourself and myself. I'm the same way. In our organization, I'm known as the father figure. You know what I mean? You can call me any time of the day, whatever we need to talk about, get, you know what I'm saying, situations, we can get it done. Just being, because it's tough, that peer pressure, which we all know, man, that it's tough. Like, it's something that we've all been through.
And we didn't have the internet back in our days. So so we had internet. We might not be sitting here having this conversation right now. You and I could easily be in somebody's penitentiary right now just because of stuff that some girl or somebody video us doing that we did not know. And I know, Ms. Bonte, you know this. They say ignorance is no excuse, when it comes to the law. So I know a lot of things that we did in high school. Like, I didn't go to the level he went to, but just being a star athlete or whatnot, knowing that we were, hollering at some chicks or whatnot who might have been sophomores when we were seniors and stuff like that. Man, now that could be easily considered statutory rape. Yeah. But we didn't know that because it was just like how it worked in the hood. You know what I mean?
And you know what? To that, though, you would think it would help guys out more because with, like you saying, we was able to get away with more stuff because it wasn't as many eyes.
Yeah.
Now with all these cameras and that's everywhere, like you can't get away with nothing. So like for the athletes, it should be real easy for them to walk that fine line.
Because eyes are on you at all times.
Right. But with the, like we were saying, with that peer pressure, the influence of what you're hearing, the music telling them to do, and all the social media, you know what I mean? Just the influences, man. When you, and I don't know what the disconnect is from our generation to this one now, because we listen to the same rap music growing up.
That's right, NWA,
but we wasn't going out and like really doing it. Like the guys who, like myself, like who listen to Master P, Body Body, I can sing every song on that thing.
Everybody
will get by it with you. But I'm smart enough to know that if I got this, and I can make a career out of this and really do it and make all this money off this, bro, I'm finna do everything in my power to avoid putting myself in a bad situation. Now, some things are out of our control.
That's right.
But when you're doing right, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get out of that situation.
That's right.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Unless it's just for the universe, it's just meant for you to, it's your time. You know what I mean? But other than that, when you're doing right, you gonna get out of that situation.
So let me do this. I'm gonna steer the conversation in another direction. You were saying you had to get in, you had to get on some of your guys earlier. I wanted to make sure we touched on the organization that you all have started, Battle of the Trenches. Let our listeners know what Battle of the Trenches is about.
It's a Battle of the Trenches is a youth development organization. We mentor kids from 6 on up. 6 on through the league. We have all kind of guys come back. We first started in 2015 up in Kennesaw.
Mm-hmm.
I retired first in 2012, and then Julius retired in 15, I think. And that's when something happened in his neighborhood because he's from Glenwood.
The old Glenwood. Let's reference that. He's from the old Glenwood.
The old Glenwood.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The old Glenwood. And after he retired, some I think like a couple kids had died in his neighborhood due to gang activity. He was like, bro, we got to do something. Then he sent out a mass text, with a bunch of players in it, man. We all met up the next day. and had a group lunch and met and started out with 20 and due to finances and just life period, some guys fell off, but we still got a core group of guys, all ex-professional athletes who help out with our organization, man. We got a youth football team now. Last year was our first year that we started ourselves. Because me and Julius, we've been in our other coaches. Shout out Coach Geis, Coach Reg. Our other coach is Big Chris. We started, we were all doing our own kind of separate little things, coaching here and there with other teams, partnering up and stuff. And it just wasn't working because of other people's egos.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally this year was like, bro, let's just separate from everything, do our own thing, bring in the coaches that we know it ain't gonna be no, ego clashing like that. And the team that we was with the 2 years prior, we was with two different teams. We had losing seasons with both of those teams. We started out with the kids we got now. They were 6 then. Had a losing season the first year. 7, we had another losing season. That's when we had all the volunteer coaches and all that other stuff. This year, when we separated and did it our way, how we wanted to see in the vision, with those same kids that we had two losing seasons with, we went to the Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
That's what's
Had a
up.
winning season. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, we know what it was. You know what I mean? So it's just all about putting the right chemistry, man. And that's what's important about winning, man. And period in life, on the field, just having the right supporting cast around you. So people, when I know, like you said, when you going left, and there's 5 of us who want to go to the league, hey, bro, I'm not finna let you do that.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
It's
hold each other
5 of us
accountable.
here.
Yeah.
All 5 of us gonna let him mess off.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what we really doing?
That's right.
So if you really trying to go somewhere and y'all know what it takes, because y'all hear it all the time. It ain't like you don't know.
That's right.
You hear it from the time you yay big.
Mm-hmm.
Positive reinforcement. We hear it. Want. It's that Charlie Brown effect, right?
Yeah.
That it takes that third party to really, for that impact to hit, right? You've been hearing the same thing from your mom and your daddy the whole time. It take that third party to come in for it to really hit you and sink in. But oh, dang, this mom and dad been talking about.
So listening to you talk, and I'm saying this, man, God, I know we could do this all night, and I know we're right on track.
Y'all might
But
have
it
a part
seems
two
like
for this
no,
one.
it has to be a part 2, y'all. Y'all let us
So-
know, man, if y'all want a part 2 to this, because I think the second part should be how do we manifest what Anthony Smith is putting out? Like, y'all can't feel the energy in the room right now. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about 6-year-old, and people don't understand about the frontal lobe. Kids' most important years are those years that he's talking about right now, Ms. Boyd.
Developmental years.
Those developmental years. And I'm hearing something that when he came in, y'all, that's why we want to start out talking about the Super Bowl. Because we understand we want to just hook you into this conversation. But right now, I'm hearing a brother who is, he really is a doctor. He's talking about operating on children's minds. He's talking about operating on a culture in football where we're no longer talking about you put your child on a team because you got some NFL players out here. No, you got some black men first and foremost. And I'm looking at all of the street newspaper they got going on their skin right now. And I'm looking at the Al Horace and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm checking out Al Horace. So y'all, hey, for all my brothers out there in the struggle, man, who are activists out here, man, who represent that whole Pan-African movement, man, this brother right here, man, if y'all could just see it up close and personal, these are the coaches, man, that we need in these leagues. When I worked in Montgomery, I remember, man, like he's talking about, like, guys betting on every play, man. Like, kids coming out, man, with, like, some real peer pressure. Your uncle just lost $200, bro, because you didn't score,
He mad at you, but you had no idea what was going on.
Hey, Alex, I mean, like, this stuff real, man. One of my kids just called me. This kid is a coach. Now, he just called to let me know he's getting ready to start coaching. He said, hey, what you think, Walt? Should I coach, like, with the 12U, or should I go and coach at the middle school? I'm like, bro, man, they need you in the school system, bro. I mean, just real talk, like, man, you in Montgomery, they banging. You bang when you were in high school or whatnot. We need you to catch some of them young brothers, like Ant just said, man, when they get ready to make that wrong turn, you been there. You from the west side of Montgomery.
So somebody to bring you back
yeah,
in.
so what I want to talk about now, because this kind of leads me to something else. You're talking about battle of the trenches. And this brother talked about losing for 2 years. I think we're in a generation where we got that microwave success formula that everybody want to have. And then I can't imagine what Anthony and you and your, you know, all the brothers, man, it's still a brotherhood. I want to be instrumental in what you guys are doing. And I want brothers like Trayvon Walker from my hometown, man, and know that, hey, man, we got brothers out here who really are trying to give you this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that everybody from small towns, especially the reason I reference Trayvon, because, like, you know, these guys growing up in the city, they see NFL, you know, athletes coming back to coach. The closer we're going to get to an NFL athlete growing up in the country, man, it's like seeing it on TV.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So how is it, brother, like, knowing that you are more than just what we see on TV? I mean, it feels so good for me to just have an NFL athlete sitting right here, just knowing that a lot of kids growing up in the country, man, we see y'all, and y'all not real people. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So now you're sitting here talking about, hey, man, we got these kids we lost for 2 years. We had to restructure our whole program and whatnot. Do y'all have, like, parents who come out there trying to put their child on your team because they know you in the league? Do y'all have parents who come out there and just who really support it, man? Say, hey, bro, hey, Anthony, I just want to know you as Ant. You know, hey, man, my son, that's my son right there. He ain't got that it factor. But I just want you to teach him the basic fundamentals of the game. So kind of walk us through that, man, because we were walking up from you being the kid with the it factor. You winning the 2 Super Bowls. But now, man, I know people got to want to Miss Boy and Thick say, hell, they done won 2 Super Bowls. So our kids should automatically go to the Super Bowl in this league right here. How is that pressure right there?
And if I may, before you answer that, even as a mother who has a son who is forever on the football field.
Yeah.
He had 7-on-7 practice today.
Yeah.
It's the middle of February.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It does take that village. You know, you have a lot of these boys out here now who this generation feels invincible. That you can't touch them. You can't tell them. Like you said, they think real different.
Right.
And they don't understand with a blink of an eye, whatever talent you think you have can be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
So whatever league you think you finna make it to, I can put 50 kids on the team. Maybe 2 of y'all may get looked at for a tryout.
Right.
1 of y'all may make it to the next level.
Right.
But neither one of y'all can make it to the level where, hey, we actually at the camp. They don't see that. And even with my son, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? You want to go to the league? What's your fallback plan? You academically strong, you athletically strong. Okay, well, I'm going to school for engineering. Bet, let engineering be your priority. Football is still there, but I need football to just be just a little bit below the educational. No, I got it. I'm going to make it. I feel you. Right. I want you to make it. I'm going to put you with the people that's going to get you there. But I still need you to focus on this.
So we stay there because you're right. You circle right back to where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
We got coaches now at 6-year-old, 8-year-old. They're giving our kids exactly what they need. But I know being an athlete, I know growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I was on the championship team when I was 10 years old. Yeah. We knew we gonna win every game. Yeah. We knew Negro was betting on the game. We knew, like he said, man, hey, this is it right here. And that's still homeboys. We go back now talk about who had the best team in the 10-year-old league right now. But I went on a winning team here, so I know what it feels like to win, but I also understand what it feels like now to have our rival school across town that my little sister them go to, who went to a state runner-up, then the next year they win the state championship. But we win in basketball now in high school, not in football, so I know how it feels. It's almost depressing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I start questioning, should I go and play college football or whatnot? You know, this is something I never even said like on camera or something before. Mm-hmm. You start questioning, dude, I played with all these dudes growing up. I still live in the same projects that they live in. I just happen to go to the county school. They go to the city school. I know these dudes not putting in a lot of them the same work in the class that I'm putting in. It's no slight to them, but I understand that winning is what they are programmed to do. So now if those guys right there go out into the real world and they're not successful coaching or whatnot, if you see where I'm going, this is not no slight to anybody on my school or their school. Anthony now has played at the next level, and he's trying to pour into young people like, hey, man, it's more to it than just you having the it factor.
Right.
Hey, brother, I need y'all to get out here, man, and get on the line. When I hit the practice field at, let's say 4 o'clock, I need everybody on the line at 4 o'clock. Hey, man, when I say parents, I need y'all to come out here. We don't need y'all coaching from the fence or whatnot. Dad, hey, check this out, man. Hey, Dad, don't think I just played in the league, Negro. I grew up in the streets, too. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to run my team. How was that peer pressure right there? Being that you are a former NFL Super Bowl champion or whatnot, and now you're losing when you used to being the it factor guy. How is that dealing with just regular people who still try to challenge your manhood, challenge you as a coach because you're not successful right out the gate?
Right. It was difficult, like you said, because with us, like you said, we're programmed to win.
That's right.
So when you go through those phases and stages, we all experience losing. We've all experienced losing. So it's just that management, learning how to move forward. That's why football is such a great life teacher, because it don't matter what happened, you got to move on to the next play, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Got to move. I don't care what happened yesterday. Today got to be a great day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You made $1 million yesterday, cool. You got to make 2, 3 more, right? I lost $1 million yesterday. That don't matter. We got to make 2, 3 more. You know what I'm saying? So it's always got to be that positive reinforcement and to what you was for the management,
Mm-hmm.
right? The only way you really make it there is no other option.
I knew it.
You maintain the way the structure is set up. If I do what I'm supposed to do within the structure, go to school, get my grades and all that other stuff, I'll have my degree.
Mm-hmm.
But that gotta be first,
Mm-hmm.
because when it's I got a backup plan, and when you go up against old buddy that don't, it's a different game.
He's gonna push harder because he don't.
So if I'm hearing you right,
Gotcha.
that analogy, Ms. Bourne, when you said it, I was just cringing. Because I mean, I'm sitting here as an athlete now. I'm not cringing as an academician or whatnot. I'm cringing because I literally just said this in class the other day, and you'll know this being a mom of an athlete or whatnot. I said, I never hear anybody when a kid say, I want to be a doctor. They never say, but what if you don't make it? You know how many kids go to college to be a doctor who don't make it? But whenever it's an athlete, people start telling them, Lord, the ball for the athletic side of it and put the engineering part first. No. Just hear me though. Every athlete deals with this.
Yeah.
Every athlete, I don't care what level it is, somebody saying like, hey, check this out, boy. You know, like, do you know one in they can tell you damn near the number down to the yeah, that man, like, why do we do that? So when what we're talking about now though, because we're talking to an NFL Super Bowl 2-time champion, what he just said is you got to burn the boat behind you.
Yeah.
You know, when you coming out here and you said my goal is to be that one out of how many of 1,000 that get to the league, I can't say that I'm going to be going to my engineering study group until football season over with, because everything about this is leading up to the big game between doggone our conference and the SEC this year.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start thinking about that, and I know you've heard this a million times, when people start telling kids like, well, you need to have a plan B. I've never heard somebody tell a kid who wants to be a lawyer that he needs a plan B. I never heard somebody tell a kid who wants to be a doctor or engineer he needs to have a plan B. And as a matter of fact, they will actually do stuff to help him get there. But it's only when we start talking about that kid who's an athlete, because I want you to think about this. My giftedness might be athletics.
That's true.
So how dare you, not you, but I'm just saying, how dare you to anybody to criticize LeBron James because his giftedness was basketball. It got him not only out the hood, it got his mama out the hood, it got his homeboy, his group of people who are still his best friends. It got all of them making major moves right now. And not only that, now he just started his own school, man, in Akron, and the school is successful. But can you imagine if he made basketball his plan B and he put engineering or whatnot ahead of that? We wouldn't know LeBron James today as we know him, because he might not have ever gotten his shot.
That's true.
And I just want to frame it, because it's always bothered me, and I apologize, well, you know, sometimes cause somebody might be listening to this and saying, well, you're an educator or whatnot, so you saying athletics is more important? Well, I want to ask people.
Situation.
Yeah, you know, because like, think about this, like being a kid in class or whatnot, and I'm gifted in math, but I can't write a paragraph in English. And that's what folks don't understand about giftedness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Michael Jackson and whatnot was gifted in music. That doesn't mean that the guy is going to be gifted in his biology class.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think when it comes to athletes, I think we get a bad rap a lot of times because, you know, people hold us to a different standard than other people, but that might be our area of gift.
Let me tell you what, we got to change the dynamic of how we see sports.
Yeah.
And not as sports, and not as a game, but as a business.
Yes.
Because once we turn it and make it a business, now it's just it's a short-term business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a long-term business. That's all it is. Like, if you want to make it to this business, in this business, you got to do this and be able to, just like if you want to be a top surgeon or top doctor, you have to go through these programs and do this certain type of stuff. So that's another profession that if you want to pursue that, like you said, like that's a warrior's game. Like it's a jungle. Like when you go, like you said, burning the boat. If you finally get out that boat and walk onto the island and you know it's all kind of gorillas and animals in there, and your first thought is, well, shoot, I can go back at any given time I want to.
Yeah.
Your first thing is you gonna, as soon as you hear whoo hoo, you're gonna turn around, start running, and so I'm gonna jump on your back and kill you anyway.
Yeah.
Versus I'm here, I'm going to fight. Ain't no, this is it. I'm whatever I here finna get killed.
I'm here to conquer.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's got to be the attitude. Otherwise, whatever has that attitude is gonna eat you.
So just like you sat here and explained this to me, everybody won't be as receptive to what was just said as I am, because it's never been explained that way. How do you get people, or parents, I should say, to buy into the business side of to the business mindset of professional athletes? Because everybody, like you said, at this point, everybody see, oh, my child made it, that's a check, I'm good, I ain't got to work no more.
Yeah.
That's all they see.
We just have to make it a point to make it a conversation on all platforms and on all stages. Like that's just got to be a focus. Just like now, like if we would have had NIL coming up, man, I would have, boy, would have been eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could have got some of them checks.
Yeah,
But
Deion Sanders' son just got this the first ambassador for who was
Gillette.
Gillette, yeah.
Wow.
And when you guys were coming through, that would have been an NCAA violation if somebody just gave you $25 or something.
So it's no longer a game.
That's right.
It's a business.
And these young men are taking advantage of it. And I even hear people still talking bad, like, well, I don't think they should be paying you, but you never had to be out there on that field, man. We were talking about that before the show got started tonight. You know what I'm saying? I had homeboys who played on the next level. And those dudes right there, man, they were really, really putting in work. The university got a whole lot more return on investment than most of those guys got. So I think all college athletes should be able to be paid for their likeness. I'm happy that these young men are doing this. And before we get ready to close out, I want to keep the conversation going. Well, you going, Ms. Bonthick. You asked a great parental question. And Anthony, I want to keep this moving, in that direction. You said it's a business. And I think this is where the disconnect is coming in with parents. Nobody's ever taught the parents about this being a business. You think about it, if I can give Michael Jordan $50 million for one season, what am I, the businessman, making?
Right. You know why? Because the dynamics have changed.
Yes.
With the NIL. When we was coming up, it was seen as just a game.
That's right.
You getting paid to play a game.
Yes.
But now it's a business. Now, if your name, image, and likeness is likable, you can get paid for it. That's a business. That's not a game.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that's the difference from our era and this new era. You know what I mean? And that's where the conversation has to change. It's no longer just a game. This is a business. It's a short-term business.
Yes.
Longer-term business for certain positions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's a business at the end of the day.
So do you have any aspirations? And I know it has to be a part 2 to this, man. I think part 2, Ms. Bonthick, with your permission, part 2 with Dr. Anthony Smith, 2-time Super Bowl winner. And I'm saying with your permission because I want to make sure that tonight I'm just giving it all to you now. I'm not going to do this but once, but I'm just all on you. I think, and you guys let us know, man, I think part 2 should strictly be about the business of sports. Because what I have for you, man, this me. I'm manifesting this on behalf of you, brother. I think the work that you're doing with these young men right now, right? I think the trust the process stuff you're doing right now, you should be considering working with young men who are going to that league, man, and working with them on the business side. I think parents should be willing, just like we're willing to pay for our kids to go to college. I think we should be willing to pay brothers like you who are investing this time, man, at this level right here. I mean, like real money. I'm not talking about no give me no love offering. I'm talking about investing, man. Sitting down with former athletes who love black people. Former athletes, man, who are out here in the trenches on Saturdays and whatever days y'all practice on, who've been that way, been down the road. And what I think the great advantage of it is This man had to be a warrior out there, and he couldn't even use his own likeness or whatnot to get paid off of it.
Right.
So now imagine some kid out there who got his likeness, his name, his image or whatnot, and he don't have anybody who's really in his corner telling him, hey, bro, just like, they use us on this end, they're going to be cats who's going to try to swindle you out of your name and your likeness. Mm-hmm. So I would love, man, for you just to consider that, man. I'm just saying, just like, we would definitely love to bring you back for a part 2 and talk to parents. And I want you to be looking directly into the camera, letting them know, man, this ain't a game anymore. This is a business. The only thing is, we know being in them streets, when you're a street pharmacist, that's a business, but people are losing their lives out there. There are kids who potentially might lose their life, man. That thing, I think they did it on Pittsburgh, as a matter of fact, since we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're going to close out with his company right now, man, which got his own brand or whatnot. We'll let him introduce that in a second. But when Will Smith did the movie about the concussions, I think that was the name of the movie, as a matter of fact. When you go into this business, I don't know if y'all been listening to the brother, but he's very, very surgical in saying that certain positions got a certain time, like, hey, man, hey, there's a glass ceiling for you depending on what position you play. Yeah. And please note, in this business right now, you might lose your mind, because these are real grown men out there, and it's like running into a damn a truck every single day. So don't think this money we're talking about, they just giving it to you, just because you're a nice dude or whatnot. So I think, Anthony, as we get ready to go into your brand, and Ms. Born Thick, I know you're gonna introduce this part right here. I would love for you, man, when you come back part 2, even if we can help to facilitate it in some kind of way, man, getting you structure so that you can help our babies, man, these young cats who don't have those cats in the hood, who's helping them not to make the wrong turn. I can see you doing what the young brother with LeBron James is doing in the NBA, but starting young, man. I know I'll be willing, if I had a son who's an athlete, to put him in your, in your company, man, and the brothers who you trust to make sure that they're going in the right direction. Because what's happening is, Ms. Born Thick, we're handing our babies over, man, to wolves. And I like to liken it to this right here. Nobody would send a chicken to the Fox High School. So we've seen our great-grandparents send their kids off to schools, or our grandparents sending off to so-called schools when they integrated or whatnot, and nobody knew what was going on behind enemy lines. So all we knew was, oh no, they integrated schools, so now black kids can go inside the building with education. Yeah, we get the same education, but they didn't know what those kids were going
knowing they got to stand outside the classroom.
Take those. That's exactly right. And now we're sitting here after all that damage has been done, and you see him taking it somewhere, building back up his brand, because I definitely think it's going to tie into what we're talking about right now, in this critical race and all this stuff right here. So the very same perpetrators of all of this hurt to our children, and I know I'm going to get myself in trouble right now. Now they're saying we can educate our children on the pain and suffering that their grandparents went through, because it might offend the grandchildren of the people who caused the pain and suffering.
Of the offenders.
Yeah. So how can you protect the perpetrators' grandchildren when you didn't protect the grandchildren of the folks who was going through that? Am I making sense? So when we start talking about who's going to have our babies, when they start making these decisions about going to the league and how they actually navigate this whole business of the NFL, I think we have our first ambassador right here, man. So with that being said, we worked our way all the way up from 5 years old. We have not hit on the agricultural piece and this brand that he's wearing right now.
Which is why we're gonna definitely have to tap into a 2-week continuation of this conversation, because it's too much to.
It is, and we don't want to rush through it.
Down to an hour. You know what I'm saying? So before we do close out our show, please tell us what the brand represents.
Can we zoom in on him, 271? I don't know if you can zoom in from there. Can we zoom in on him?
This is the official Steel Hard collection, Anthony Smith Steel Hard collection. Everything is personalized by myself and my artist who helped me design everything. But yeah, all the ideas, everything is original, man, from start to finish. See the logo, the hats. We got all kind of hats, snapbacks, and everything. Y'all can find all the clothing. Get your drip official proshop27.com. Y'all can go in there and see some highlights. Check your boy out. You can see that I really do this. For everybody who didn't see me play, you know what I'm saying? That's why I put that clip on there specifically to for all the people who didn't get to see me play and who want to see some clips and stuff
So
like
is
that.
the guy on your hat? Is that like the just a blue collar worker or whatnot? And is it like a pyramid showing the strength or whatnot? I want to know kind of like what the logo and everything.
Yes, sir. So I have the AS. This is actually my personal training.
Gotcha.
Yep. So it's an AS inside of there for Anthony Smith. That's my personal training logo.
Okay.
That we just infuse inside of it, and then the Ant-Man head actually comes from a old Stiller picture that we modified 60%. So y'all can't touch your boy on that. We modified everything. Boy, good on that.
Smart
Everything
move.
we over
Smart
60%. So
move.
legally we good with that. But yeah, everything is that's the original. The thing behind it is to get something fresh and new to the Steelers Nation from a player. You know what I mean?
And that's why the black and gold.
Yep. We got a whole steel. We're gonna come out with all kind of stuff, man. We got cups and lighters, still smoking, still drinking, still sip, all kind of just playing off the whole steel. That's why it's called the Steel Heart Collection.
Gotcha.
Because there's going to be a whole line of different stuff coming out for my Steelers fans, and then we got for my the Packers Nation, we got the big cheese and some
Come on,
things
man. So
coming out
you just rocking like wherever you put your feet down on that field, you making sure you get some residual income coming back off the stage. So how can we get that like for our team right here who's in the studio right now? I want to make sure I purchase one of those for everybody who's on our team right now. How can we get one of those? We just need to go to the site, or can we wait till you pull up on the second part of this interview and just bring us?
Yeah, y'all can go order them on the site, and then I pull up next time. I drop them off before
I gotta have one of those, man.
I love Claim when he walked in the door.
Yeah,
dig that. I appreciate it.
So man, like right now we got the shop Miss Born Thick.
Oh, one more thing. battleofthetrenches.com.
That's what I was getting ready to add. Hold on now, Anthony. Hold on now. We know that Dr. Anthony Smith, he got his own little brand.
But let me introduce you to Dr. Martin Luther Robinson.
Yeah, we about to take over our show, man. Hey, y'all, look, check this out. This the hot seat, Negro. Hey, this not the goddamn cold Pittsburgh, well, and all this right here. Negro, look out the window, though. Make sure them 15 brothers from Pittsburgh.
Y'all let me get comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the brother is at home. We got a part 2 going on. Yeah. Yeah, they take this out. I know I got a few bullets up there, but we got 15 of them out there. But tell them folks, man, and we're going to come back and make sure we get all this information in a second. But do what you do, man. Close us out like you do.
It's kind of hard to close out a show that we really ain't get a chance to.
I know, but we're going to have a part 2 on this thing, man.
So listen, y'all have got to stay tuned to part 2. We're going to definitely bring you back and dig into the agricultural side of your life, which you don't really hear too many, especially athletes talking about, and some of the programs and the other things that you're doing. We thank y'all, as always, for tuning in to the Walking with Walk podcast. I got this crazy ass man sitting next to me who done changed clothes 3-4 times. I'm surprised he didn't run upstairs and grab nothing.
Yeah, had to do that, man.
Every episode, he go upstairs and pull out something. It never fails, whether it's a book or the boots or whatever.
Hey man, I got my usually have a cigar.
Oh yeah, the cigars.
But we didn't get a chance to even talk about the books tonight, man. Southern football, man.
Yeah, I said you got some good books over there.
Look at how this stuff gonna tie in without me even knowing this. Hey man, the signs are getting rich, but look at how this gonna tie into part 2.
Oh, he peeped
the
that
$40 million slave.
Yes.
And when to jump if the job you have isn't the life you want. See, I picked out some books. I've been doing my research on Dr. Anthony Smith too. And you remember what I said when he walked through the door, y'all. I want y'all to know the energy is so contagious. I'm already claiming this right here. Anthony Smith and myself, Miss Born Thick, yourself, because you have a son who's going through the process right now.
Yeah.
I can promise you guys, we're going to do some work together. There's going to be some collaborations to make sure we leverage these relationships. Nobody's asking for anything. I just know the work you're doing, brother. I know the work that I'm doing. I've already claimed that this is my $1 million year right here.
Oh, yeah.
And I can just see us actually doing pop-up shops. Our $1 million year. But I just know I don't want to throw that on somebody else.
Right. Your goal might be 10.
That's exactly right.
If we're going to jump
Jump all the way. So look, check this out, man.
Right.
I want y'all to be looking out for the pop-up shops, the Born Thick pop-up stuff. You're going to have the Awakening Genius. You're going to have, man, the Steel Hard gear. I think we can do a lot of great stuff together, man, and show our athletes, man, and show our parents and show our community that Black Wall Street is not just some stuff that happened back in the days. I kind of see it coming back.
It's not just a store on the east
And
side.
it's not just a store on the east side. So right now we want to let Anthony Smith, man, give you all the ways you can contact him and share anything else he wants to share. And then I will let Ms. Bowen Thick close us out. You know, we do this every week again.
I just wanted to say something about your books.
Yes.
Great titles, great books. If you want to hide something from a Black person,
Put it in a
Put
book.
it in a book.
Put it in a
put
book.
it in the book. So with that being said, get a book, pick it up, and read all the secrets they hide in there.
That's right.
Mhm.
You did.
So how can people follow you? I want you to just say it slow so they can know how to get in contact with you. We want to make sure season 2, man. We all in. Ms. Bowen Thick said this is gonna be a different season right here. DJ 271 got us this hot intro commercial, man, that we're gonna start ramping up a little bit more. But we want to make sure that people walk away from the Walking with Walt podcast this season with resources, and they need to know how they can get their children in the battle of the trenches, how they can support your merch, and how they can learn more about this agricultural piece that we'll talk about on part 2 of this, as well as the business. So how can they follow you on all your social media platforms?
We both in the music too, so we might have to work on a little intro.
Yeah, I didn't bring that part up yet.
Don't worry about it though. I'm just saying.
We gonna get to that. I gotta say something for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But y'all can follow me at my personal information, IG, all that stuff, Twitter at King Smith, ANTKING SMITH. And for all of the nonprofit youth organization building stuff, you can find us at battleofthetrenches.com, BATTLEOFTHETRENCHES.com, battleofthetrenches.com. And for all of the gear, all of the merch, official Pro Shop 27. All right.
All right, man. Y'all heard it here, Ms. Bowen Thick. I'm gonna let you try it again. This is like being at a Baptist church, though. You know how we do. The preacher say he going on.
Well, hell, I need somebody to pass a collection plate then, because Baptist churches collect at least 6 offerings.
You right about that. We need to go
We
ahead.
just need to.
Matter of fact, look, can anybody go to my cash app, buy my
Here you
merch
go.
from Ant? Hey, y'all. Hey, these folks think I'm joking, man. I need all that gear.
There is a gift card tab on the site
See,
that they
look
can
at it.
send for you.
Man,
You
don't
already
do
thought
it.
about it. That's
Hey,
what I'm
hey,
talking
man,
about.
I'm trying to tell y'all, we about to do some business right here,
So
man.
listen, we're gonna try to sign off once again. Again, thank
Like
you,
you have a
thank
little
you, thank
attitude
you.
with it
I did
once
not.
again.
I did. You know what?
271, did you get that? With the once again, well, that director was me or Ant. I don't know like who the once again the director
It wasn't.
was.
I need you to not take this personal,
Okay,
please.
Okay.
Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
I heard that though. I heard that.
You
Oh,
heard
so again, you on his
I'm
side.
sorry.
Okay.
We close the house. We close.
that.
That's all right. That's all right. Because I'm gonna get with Sister Katrina on this couch.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring, and I got a couple other females I'm bringing in this shift. Don't worry about it. I
Okay.
got you,
Okay.
and you too now.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is what we're gonna do again. Thank you so much, Ant, though, for coming
For
in,
sure.
hollering at
Yes,
me.
thank you, brother.
He came through
Big time.
big time for me. Been knowing this guy for a long time. We actually met speaking at a center over here in Riverdale. And I mentioned it before on the show where the kids on literally it's a prevention program for them before they hit their 3rd strike.
Oh man, that's my work right there.
Right. So the gentleman that introduced us will be coming to the couch soon.
That's so dope because that, like when I saw Greg Street doing work out in
Mhm.
Riverdale, man, when we really started bonding, that's how we met. And I tell people all the time, they're like, "How you know Greg Street like that?" I'm like, "Bro, doing this work out here in the streets, you really get to know who Street is."
You
You know what I'm saying? If you're
You
not
do.
doing this work in the streets, see, I didn't meet Greg Street by going and giving no CD or nothing. We just happened to be doing the work. Greg Street was doing a lock-in Riverdale.
Yeah.
Look at the irony of this right here.
Yeah.
And when you start doing this work out here, that's why I said I know we're gonna do work beyond this interview tonight. You know what I mean? So it's like all of the folks who are putting in the work now, and what he talked about with his young men, when you start trusting this process, young people, if you're listening to this, for the parents who are listening to this, Ms. Bowen Thick is going through it. She's a great parent. She's a great sports parent and whatnot. We need you to follow her and tell the folks, man, how they can follow you and just know what you're doing out here in these streets.
Y'all can definitely follow me on Facebook at Alexandria Robinson. Please check me out on Instagram at miss.bornthick. That's BORNTHIK. Please do not add a C as usual. I actually have some things in the work. There's a new social media page being created as we speak. I can tell you everything. I'm gonna tell you outside. I can't give y'all everything now.
Yeah.
But I definitely want y'all to be able to check out my partner in crime over here, my mentor, my big brother, my big homie Walker. Well,
Hey, man, y'all can follow me out here in these doggone Facebook streets for all the old heads, man. That's my name, Keenan Walker, Keene Walker. Or you can get with me out there in them Instagram streets, man, at Mr. Awaken the Genius. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Awaken Genius. And last but not least, man, for all of y'all bourgeoisie brothers out there who rocking on that business side, man, follow your boy on LinkedIn at Keenan Walker. And let me just tell y'all this right here, man. We will be remiss if we did not tell you to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Walking with Walt Podcast, man. Let me just tell y'all this right here, man. This sister right here, she got big things playing, man, for this year. DJ 271 out there in them streets, man. I mean, he's lighting up the airways,
we
man.
still don't know what he be DJing at, but we gonna get through that this season.
I gave up. Season 2, I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying to figure out, man. Look, check this out. I already know where he at now. I don't find out where
he back there smiling.
I already know where he be at now.
Well, I heard about the African club. I won't check them out though.
No, he got.
I like the Afro beats and the soca music.
Hey y'all, look, man, check this out. We got folk paying for these ads and whatnot, man. We eating all up in their money. We'll see you guys, man, next Wednesday. Hopefully that'll be part 2 with Anthony. But if we don't get Anthony Smith the fourth, man, Dr. Anthony Smith the fourth back in here.
There will be a part 2.
Hey man, we will. Hey, you just heard it here. There will be a part 2. If it's not next week, we know we will have a part 2 within the next 4 weeks, man. So y'all keep out for that right there, man. Miss Born Thick, we about to be up out this thing right here. I gotta go and smoke me one of them good Cuban cigars, man. You rocking with me?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
That is, man. We'll see y'all, folks, man. Y'all be easy.
Good night. You so stupid.